Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Cinema Review. On today's episode, we're covering from 1989, Batman.
A Tim Burton classic, arguably my favorite of all Batman movies.
Tim Burton's a great director. I like Batman. Got some things about this movie.
Yeah, this was a long time coming on this. We talked about it the other day. It comes up all the time, so we'll settle it today, talk it out, and we hope you guys enjoy our coverage of it. Speaking of which, if you're enjoying the show, leave that 5-star rating, Spotify, Apple, Google. You can leave a written review on Apple. It really helps out. And sit back, relax, and enjoy Batman. Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review.
Where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
Hey guys, good evening.
What's going on?
Good evening.
What's going in the old V.C.R. tonight?
Oh man, one of my favorites.
Yeah, 1989, Batman, the best.
By
The
far and away.
best.
Dude, by far and away.
We're saying the best out of all the Batmans.
100%.
The best.
The best
Yeah.
Of the Batmans.
of all Batmans.
What about DC comic movies?
I'm talking specifically to fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for me, this is, I love Christian Bale and Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and all that. They're great. But when it comes to Batman, like this, and probably because of the age I was when I saw it, I just love this movie.
Yeah, you're in those formidable years for sure.
Are
And
you talking-
I think I'm understanding your question now, Matt, with regard to DC Comics. Any movie in which Batman is featured, this is the based. This one is the base.
The base, yes. That is a
The based.
that's a fun fact.
That could be a new one you could use. Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't go on too many
No, I think you nailed it.
Thank you. I try. No, I watching it again, sitting there watching it as an adult. I don't know when's the last time I did watch the Batman. It's a good movie. I think the Joker is the main character in this one more than the Batman. I think Jack did a tremendous job, but it was good. It was good.
It's very tough to upstage Jack Nicholson. I mean,
Especially in his prime. Like
Yeah.
that guy was good.
yeah.
Yeah, he was the man. So yeah, Batman release date on this, June 19th, 1989.
So it was a summer film.
It was a summer film, and I remember.
I remember
the hype. So it was rated PG-13.
Don't forget the hype.
Don't forget the hype. Yeah. So running time on this, 126 minutes. So a little over 2 hours.
Yep.
Directed by Tim Burton. Screenplay by Sam Hamm and Warren Scoron. Story by Sam Hamm. And it was based on DC Comics, obviously, by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Not to be confused with Badfinger.
Or
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, that's right.
Yeah.
He's the man with the Midas touch.
That's right.
It's Goldfinger.
Yeah. When I was thinking about Badfinger, I was getting them and Goldfinger confused. Goldfinger was like a ska band from the 90s. And then Badfinger was from like the 70s.
Yeah, they had the main song at the very end of Breaking Bad.
That's right.
Indeed.
Yep. Let's see what else we got here. This was produced by John Peters and Peter Goob.
Peter Goulet.
Wait,
Peter Goulet.
John Peters.
John Peters. Produced by John Peters.
John Peters is a local locksmith.
Oh, for
Fun
real?
fact, he is a Harrisburg area locksmith.
Wow.
There you go, John Peter. If you're listening.
Yeah, shout out.
Dude,
Shout out.
You should have been here, man.
If you look up Harrisburg locksmith, you will find John Peters.
So you speaking from experience, did you have to call John Peters?
I did not. My clients have
Okay.
used his services.
Could have told him we were locked out of the basement, and when he comes, we could have have him sit down with us. You know
Have
what I
him
mean?
sit
For
down.
the
That's good.
fun
That's good.
facts.
How
And
about
stuff.
that?
So, budget on this, $48 million.
Okay, here comes this is insane right here. Go ahead,
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Box office on this, $411.6 million.
God damn. That's
That's the biggest I think we've ever had.
That's
the biggest squeeze by far and away. I mean,
Yeah.
the juice was worth the squeeze on that.
Yeah,
right.
that
That's a bukkake of
Yeah.
That's a squeeze bukkake right
yeah.
there.
Huge load. That's a load of money.
That is.
Load.
I mean, you're looking at 10 times, almost 10 times the profit. That's awesome. It's essentially, it's like 9 times.
Yep. You're getting doused.
What did you say? The budget was 30 to
48 million.
48 million. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So filming dates on this, October 10th, 1988 through January 14th, 1989. This was filmed almost entirely in England on Pinewood Studios, which was like a 95-acre back lot of
Warner Brothers. It was like one of their extra lots or something.
I don't know if it's tied with Warner Brothers or what the deal was, but
that would make sense because they used 2 different houses to film.
For the Wayne Manor.
Yeah, for Wayne Manor, and they were both in England.
There you go. Yep. So that's pretty much it for the stuff I have. Zap, you got the cast there.
I sure do. Sure do. So we have Jack Nicholson as Jack Napier and the Joker. Hugo Blick as young Jack Napier. Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, a.k.a. Batman. Charles Roskilly as young Bruce Wayne. Kim Basinger as Vicky Vale. Back then,
she looked great.
She did
in this movie. I don't remember Kim Basinger being
that hot.
Like that.
That hot.
Yeah,
until like watching it the second time around.
She looked damn good.
When you're 13, you're watching the Batmobile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not really worried about Kim Basinger.
But yeah, she looked great. Kim, shout out.
Yeah.
Beautiful young lady.
You used to look good.
No, I think she still looks great.
Maybe.
She does. I looked her up.
She married an asshole.
Who's that?
Fucking Alec Baldwin.
Oh,
No.
for real? That's who she's married to?
They were married. They had kids together and shit.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We got, Robert Wool as Alexander Knox.
He had a cool part.
Yeah,
I dug his part.
Arliss.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Damn it, is this movie? I think I like this movie.
You
Look,
do.
man.
You love it.
Oh, started to get thrown off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where you two end up together at the end, I think.
What, me
You
and
in this
Alexander?
movie.
Me and Alexander Knox. I was like, what?
That'd be awesome.
No.
Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon. Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent.
Colt 45.
Colt 45.
Works every time.
It does. Michael Gow. Michael Gow.
Golf?
G-O-U-G-H. Michael Gow
That's
as Alfred Pennyworth. Jack Palance as Carl Grissom.
Carl Grissom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jack Palance too. I forgot he was in this.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't know if that sounds like him. But I used to love that show.
Jerry Hall as Alicia Hunt. That was the Joker's girlfriend.
Yeah, she was a top model at that time. Jerry Hall. She was married to
Mick Jagger.
Mick
right?
Jagger. Yes.
Oh, that's how I know that name. Yeah. Tracy Walter as Bob the Goon. That was the Joker's right-hand man.
Yeah.
He was a character actor. He played in a lot of
Yeah, he was in a few things.
a few things.
Was he in Wang Chung? Is that the same guy?
No,
Looks
he
like
was in
him.
Wing Chun Tonight.
Not
No.
even close.
It looks like that guy. a little
Everybody
bit.
have fun tonight.
That guy with the blonde hair.
Not him.
Yeah.
No, that was Max Headroom.
Oh, okay.
Lee Wallace as Mayor Borg. William Hootkins as Lieutenant Max Eckhart. David Baxt as Thomas Wayne. Sharon Holm as Martha Wayne. Garrick Hagen as the tourist dad. Lisa Ross as the tourist mom. And Adrian Myers as the tourist son.
It's a hell of
That's
a lot
in
of
the
tourists.
very
yeah.
beginning.
That's in the very beginning. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was foreshadowing in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of the foreshadow.
Yeah, in the beginning, we're going to talk about tourists.
Only the beginning.
Right.
Chicago.
That was pretty bad.
So, Matt, you got a brief synopsis.
Yes, I do. I have a brief synopsis given to me by Mr. Zapp this evening.
Yeah, on the back of my DVD here, there's not much, just all the accolades.
Well, I could read the back of the DVD says the movie of the decade.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Spectacular entertainment.
Hell
Exactly.
yeah.
A triumph. You can't take your eyes off of it.
Hell yeah.
Nicholson, Keaton, Batman.
Yep.
Nicholson was great. Keaton, but I think that's what they meant. They
kind of kept him a mystery, kind of.
no, they gave him that character to play, but I don't see Keaton in that kind of role.
Oh, we'll get into it.
We'll
Yeah.
get into it.
He won an Academy Award though later on in life.
If we ever get past the synopsis, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
A brief synopsis of Batman. Gotham City crime boss Carl Grissom Jack Palance, effectively runs the town, but there's a new crime fighter in town, Batman. Michael Keaton, Grissom's right-hand man, is Jack Napier, Jack Nicholson, a brutal man who is not entirely sane. After falling out between the two, Grissom has Napier set up with the police, and Napier falls to his apparent death in a vat of chemicals. However, he soon reappears as the Joker and starts a reign of terror in Gotham City. Meanwhile, reporter Vicky Vale, Kim Basinger, is in the city to do an article on Batman. She soon starts a relationship with Batman's everyday persona, billionaire Bruce Wayne.
That's good.
That's good.
You know,
I like that. Yeah.
I should have mentioned in the beginning, and I don't think I do this on a lot of movies, but it's probably important in this one especially. Danny Elfman did the music throughout the movie, like the soundtrack.
The score.
The score, you would say,
Yep.
yes. And then Prince did like the original music or some of the music
Yep.
you hear and all
Yep.
that. So that's something that we'll probably talk about in the fun facts, but I think that's a big part of this movie is Danny Elfman's the music that they play, like the score, like
Danny
you
Elfman
said.
from Oingo Boingo.
From
Danny
Oingo
Elfman is a musical
Yes,
genius.
genius.
Oh, he's the
Yes.
man, yeah.
He is absolutely incredible. And look, he hitched his wagon to the right guy.
Tim Burton.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is certainly not his only
That's his musical
work with Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Right. But as soon as when I watched this last night, now I haven't watched it in probably at least, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I watched it with my son maybe 3-4 years ago. But when that music kicked on, it brought me right back.
Yeah.
It's just one of those
Like in the
soundtracks.
museum or
Yeah.
with the very
It's
first
com-
just
part.
the very
It's
opening.
It's compelling music. Like it gets you like in it.
Much
you,
like Star Wars, yeah.
you know, it's almost like you're listening to a comic book.
Right.
Well, Elfman and Prince are actually both musical geniuses. I think they both
Prince
can play.
is the man too.
They
yeah.
can play any instrument.
Mhm.
They both grew up just with music.
Yep.
Right.
But what was I gonna say? Was that what?
Well, God.
No. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Like, I think I gave this movie in the beginning, like I would say stuff about it, like we'll talk about. There is, I think the way that Burton directs, I love Tim Burton movies. I love Tim Burton as a director. But I think they try to play on the character of Batman being like, remember like with the Batman in the 60s and stuff, it was like dorky. It was,
It was campy.
it was very campy, and this is where they tried to infuse the darkness, the real dark character of Batman.
That's absolutely true. So, fun fact: those two guys you read, Bob Kane and whoever the other cousin is,
Badfinger.
yeah, Motorfinger,
Yeah.
those two cats, when they developed Batman way back in like the 30s or whatever, their intent was him to actually be dark.
Yeah.
Like what Michael Keaton brought it out to be versus, the Burt Ward, Adam West stuff from the 60s.
Right, and that's the thing. When this movie came out, I didn't know about any of that. I'm not a comic book guy. I never read. I knew what Batman was from watching the 60s shit that was on reruns all the time.
Or like the Hall of Justice, like the Super Friends when
The
we were growing up.
cartoons, yes.
Yep.
So I had no inkling that it was ever supposed to be like this. So when this came out, I was just like, holy shit, this is... Now I can get into this.
Yeah.
I don't like that corny shit like that Batman series. But this, at 13 years old, that summer, I was all about it.
Oh my God, yeah.
But Batman was not the corny stuff that was in like the 50s and 60s. The Batman comics were actually very dark, and I think, and knowing them from growing up, I was into comics around like 11, 12, 13, right when this came out, and I was into DC, and I think Batman, the way that I seen him in comic books, I think that's why the movie was so kind of cheesy, was the way that Michael Keaton
played him. Yeah.
I thought he could have been like angrier, darker, like more muscular. I don't know. It just seemed
wasn't
different.
accurate to that.
Yeah, but going back and watching it now, I see what they were trying to do in '89 because it was the first they were bringing him to light. So you can't just put that. You have to get to know the person.
Right.
So I kind of get it more. I really do.
So I guess what we usually do around now is take them through the movie a little bit. Hopefully you've seen this because it's a classic. And, if you're into superhero movies, I mean, I think this
You got to start from this one. Like, I think, like Zach was saying, it's kind of the seed for...
Real quick, though, before...
For the...
for the...
Easy. Seeds.
Real quick, though, are you guys getting a little sick of all the movies? Or do you like that that they just keep putting out all this like
what, the comics?
just like constantly. It's just like constant. There's like
Like Black Adam was not meant to be. That was terrible. I don't know if anybody saw that.
There's
Piece
a lot
crap.
there's a lot of iterations of Batman that are floating around right now, and I think it's too much too soon.
Yeah, it's just oversaturated
Right.
the market with all these movies. Like I don't know, I just think it's too much. I can't even keep up.
You're just saying not just Batman, like all of that. Like there's a new comic.
I'm saying, let's say Batman alone. In the last 10 years, we've had 3 different Batmans. You had Christian Bale, you had Ben Affleck,
And Pattinson.
and then
Pattinson. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Twilight dude.
yeah.
What did Ben Affleck? He
also
was
featured in Harry Potter.
Pattinson was?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the swimmy one. He was like from another tribe or something. Like that.
Tribe.
Was it? Yeah, remember the different schools came?
Stop. He was from Hogwarts. His name was Cedric Diggory.
Gotcha. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys your thought on that because I'm getting a little sick of it. Me personally, but I'm not like as big into the comic book stuff. I liked Iron Man and that when it came out and some of the Avenger movies, but it's just like you're milking it now. It's just like
They're killing it.
too much. But
It's too much. They're murdering it.
Yep.
But the saturation means big money. I mean, you
For
don't
them,
know. Yeah.
yeah.
You just get a hit here and there, and it's all about money, man.
Yep. So why don't we take them through the movie, guys? I guess.
Absolutely. And as I will happily reiterate what Dave had said, if you have not seen this, get the hell out from under that rock. Get this movie into your life. It is available currently streaming on HBO Max. Don't sleep on that.
Yeah, HBO Max doesn't have all the commercials that Tubi and some of the other ones do.
There's that.
Tubi would take you 4 hours to watch this movie.
Yeah.
4 hours at least. So our movie begins with a family of tourists, a father, mother, and a son, who unwittingly make their way to a bad part of town and are robbed. As the muggers are counting their score, they're found by Batman, who makes quick work of both of them. The next scene, we're introduced to District Attorney Harvey Dent, who vows to put an end to crime and its boss, Carl Grissom.
Yeah, who was Harvey Dent?
We're also introduced to Jack Napier,
Yeah.
who's watching the Dent press conference on the telly. Harvey Dent. Billy D.
Played by
D.
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
D.
And you know why he cast Billy D. Williams in that?
Yes, I do.
Go for it.
I mean, it was a fun fact.
Yes, this is a fun fact.
So, fun fact, Tim Burton cast Billy D in this in hopes of when a sequel would come around, that the character, the comic book character Harvey Dent, ultimately becomes a bad guy.
Two-Face.
Named
Yep.
Two-Face. And he wanted to he liked Billy D. Williams for the concept of having a black and white Harvey Dent. I'm sorry, a black and white Two-Face.
Yes, Two-Face.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
did
mentioned
not know
that because some people at work were saying that they would like to hear the fun facts because sometimes towards the end, like if we have a good fun fact, sometimes towards the end they're like, "What were they talking? Like what?"
Give them a little tease.
Yeah, little,
Just a little dazed.
Yeah.
yes, to get them all fun facted up.
No, I can get with that. But
Yeah.
I don't
can
think
get
I
with-
knew that. I knew that he was Harvey Dent was Two-Face, but I didn't know the reasoning behind that. So it's interesting.
So he wanted to, it's an interesting twist. So he wanted to have a black guy playing that, so then his Two-Face could be actually
Black and white.
a black guy in white face.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Not unlike Eddie Murphy as he played Saul
in the
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Yep.
Cool fact.
Fun fact. All right. So as we are
As the movie continues,
we return to the tourist crime scene. We meet reporter Alexander Knox, who seems to be quite interested in the Batman story. We also meet Lieutenant Eckert, who, while a policeman, is also on the bad guy's payroll. He accepted, in this scene, at the end of it, he accepts a bribe from Jack Napier.
now is this where the cops and stuff? Everybody's talking about this Batman or this
Yeah.
Dark Knight, and somebody's
They don't believe in it.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
like, oh yeah, we don't chase ghosts or we don't believe in apparitions. Like, well, whatever.
Yeah, these guys slipped on a banana peel.
Right.
Yeah, they're on drugs. They're no good nicks.
No
Derelicts.
Robert Wall, did you ever see him in a movie called Hollywood Nights? You ever
No.
see that?
I have not.
It's a good one. Check it out. He's funny in it. My dick's in the punch. That's his big line
Who's
in
in
it.
Hollywood Nights?
It's Robert Wall, and I don't forget who, but he's the one I remember. They're like high schoolers in the 50s, I think. Like kind of like the same way like Porky's, and they're I guess he put his dick in the punch, and he's outside like mouthing to the kids, "My dick's in the punch." It's just like a funny movie. It's good, but that's Robert Wall. I remember him from as a kid.
I have to see the movie because it doesn't sound funny.
It's good.
Just like, out of
You'd
nowhere,
have to see it.
My
It's
dick's in the bunch.
Hollywood Nights, man. I'm telling you, check it out.
If I knew it'd be that kind of party.
I put in the mashed potatoes. Yeah.
Jesus. So the next day, There are plans for a 200th anniversary of the city,
They're excited for that.
but a city riddled with crime will be hard-pressed to host any sort of celebration.
So what did you guys think of the Gotham City background?
Loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I remember back as a kid, loving that setting and stuff.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, I kind of it was almost like looked like it was old but new, and it just like you didn't know where to place it.
Some of the old buildings, especially City Hall, are the look of it is called Art Deco.
Mm-hmm.
It's built like the Chrysler Building. It looks like the Chrysler Building, or a lot of the buildings you would find in Miami Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just a cool as shit look
With the rounded windows and the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? And I'm sure we'll get to it in the fun facts. Maybe I don't have anything on that. I know they had a set, but those city scenes, those buildings, were they was that actual buildings, or were they that's I'm assuming that's a backdrop that they created.
It got
it didn't look painted or anything like some of the shit we've seen.
Well, I mean, if they film most of this over in England, maybe there's towns in England that look like that.
To have it, yeah.
I don't think they look like Gotham City.
Oh.
It did win a Academy Award for Best Art Direction. So I think it was for the scenes and stuff like that. See, I don't know. I thought that could have some the background I did dig, but some of the closer scenes, I thought was kind of cheesy.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, different strokes for different folks, and you're a hater, so that's fine.
I'm not hating.
Hating it.
I said I was. I watched it again.
I heard you quite clearly say that your favorite Batman is Ben Affleck.
That was a complete and total lie.
Wow, I must have misheard.
Which one is your favorite? I don't think I caught it.
The Christian Bale last one. I think
the Dark Knight or Bane with the Bane.
With the Bane,
Okay.
I thought that one was great.
Yeah, I like all that shit too, but
I thought that one was great.
it's good. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not saying those are bad. I'm just saying this one's the best.
Mhm.
No, I'm saying when I said I went to look back on this movie and I said that I see why you guys liked it so much, but still again wasn't my favorite Batman.
I guess the argument would be when we talk about Batman and when we've talked about it in other podcasts is who was the best Batman, not necessarily the best movie. So I would still think Michael Keaton to me is the best Batman. I don't know.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Mr. Mom is the best Batman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice
100%.
is the best Batman.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, just to me, I mean, if you're comparing movies, he's actually going to be in the one coming up, I think, or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They are doing like a multi-generational thing.
Right.
With what?
Batman.
Batman and
It's like
Michael Keaton.
I think they're making
Batman.
like a multiverse in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that.
Like they did with Marvel.
Right.
Oh, essentially the same thing they did with Spider-Man.
Yes. Okay.
Spider-Mans are actually great. If people have the means, I highly recommend
Yeah.
those.
So let's see. We talked about there was a Cityscape 200th anniversary for the city. City's riddled with crime. It's going to be hard to host any sort of celebration. Knox arrives at his office to find Vicky Vale waiting for him. Now that was a sexy ass scene. He walks in and he sees just these legs sitting on a desk. In fact, he just walks in and says, "Hello, legs."
Yeah.
So
You can't say that anymore.
You can't.
No, I can't. I can't say that.
I can and I will.
Okay.
Whatever.
It's jail time.
Yeah,
Depends what office you walk into.
you're working at the wrong place, man.
Could have been talking about the legs on her chair. You don't know that.
She's got legs
That's right.
Yeah.
on her chair.
That's true. So Vicky too is interested in the Batman. They both agree to go to a forthcoming fundraiser at Bruce Wayne's house in hopes of meeting and greeting with the mayor, the district attorney, and Commissioner Gordon. Now we have a cutscene to crime boss Carl Grissom's office, where he assigns Jack Napier with the task of retrieving some incriminating evidence against Grissom, currently held at Access Chemicals.
It's a bad place.
Bad place.
You don't want to go there.
He doesn't want to go there. They'll get bad fumes there.
Yeah, he
Right.
don't like the smell.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Grissom is conspiring to have Napier rubbed out, as Napier has been sleeping with Grissom's girlfriend.
Jerry Hall.
Correct.
Right.
Jerry Hall.
He had a quote on there. I think I wrote down. It was pretty fantastic. But no, keep talking. I'll come up
Who,
with it.
Palance?
Not Palance. Nicholson when he was talking to his girlfriend there. All right.
Oh, she says something. He said, "Is this the part where he says I didn't ask?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought that was classic.
So he's dolling himself up before he goes out to Access Chemicals.
Yeah, just
He's
looking
getting
at
all
his hair.
dressed up,
puts his,
Right.
Getting his tie on.
And
And
she says, baby, you look fine.
And he's like, I didn't ask.
Hardcore.
I thought that was like Jack. He was great in this. Honestly,
Absolutely.
going back, he was great in this.
Yeah.
50, I looked up, like kind of gauged it, like 51, 52 years old at the time.
Good for
He
him.
did this, yeah.
He
So
nailed it.
pretty much our age.
Yeah, pretty much. A
Pretty
little
much
older,
our age,
within a
yeah.
few years, you know.
Yeah. He's got 5 years
Mhm.
at the time.
Which a quick Jack fact out there is my
Jack
wife,
fact.
That's cool.
Jack fact.
Jack fact.
There'd be a lot of these.
My wife and I were just watching it was called Pamela. I think it was on Netflix.
Yep.
About Pamela Anderson.
Yep.
And she was saying that when she was first invited to the Playboy Mansion, she went into a bathroom and there was Jack Nicholson in there with
Bill Cosby.
No.
No.
Bill was not in. Bill was in another bathroom.
Yeah.
But she saw Jack and he was in there with two women and she didn't know what to do, so she went in there and just did her thing. Went to the bathroom, like looked in the mirror, and he like said something to her, like, you know, you look great, babe, or something like that. While I was with like two other women.
With them, like sexually?
Thank you. That's where I was going to go.
Yeah.
I don't think they were playing cards. I think they were in the bathroom sexually
Like doing some stuff.
doing whatever they were doing, and she
Mm.
like was trying to ignore the whole situation.
Right.
Pamela Anderson, and she was fixing herself in the mirror and like looked in the mirror, and he was like, "You look great, babe," or something. Said something to her like that.
All
And she
smooth
was
and stuff.
like while he was getting favors.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
It would have been great if she'd responded, I didn't ask.
I didn't ask. That would have been a good one. Yeah, flipping on him and shit.
Yeah, flip
Yeah.
the shit on him.
Yeah, while he's getting a handy J
Yep.
I
Yep.
think it was more than that.
in,
I don't know.
in
I
Hugh
wasn't
Hefner's
there.
bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Hefner on high.
You have no one high.
They
That's
can
right.
take the pictures, but they can't make it.
I think Cosby had his own room there.
Yeah, he had his own room with pudding pops and roofies.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like Cosby, right?
A little
No.
bit. A little bit.
Not a
I thought that's
goddamn bit.
that's close.
No,
Yeah.
no. So that night,
Jello pudding.
You're making me cover my drink, man.
there's a fundraiser party at Bruce Wayne's house. Bruce meets Knox and Vale, but is prompted to leave abruptly when he learns that Commissioner Gordon, too, left abruptly when he learned that Jack Napier was cleaning out excess chemicals.
That's where it goes back to the tapes.
And Eckhart
Yeah.
is in charge of the investigation.
And Eckhart's like he's a bad dude.
He's just a fat piece of shit.
He sucks at his job and he's crooked.
Yeah,
right?
he's crooked.
Yeah.
He's
He's
crooked.
the with the cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
He is just a dumpy dude.
He is, yeah.
Just a lump of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Eckhart's intent, as directed by crime boss Grissom, is to kill Jack Napier. Commissioner Gordon arrives and insists that Napier and his men be taken alive. Batman arrives as well. Napier shoots and kills Lieutenant Eckhart. And after a short scuffle with Batman, Napier falls into a vat of green chemicals.
I wonder what that shit was. You
It's
know
just
what I mean?
chemicals. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But you just wonder. You know what I mean?
What I don't know, looks like water with a little bit of flour in it.
Flour in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just to thicken it up just a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the consistency was just,
But you're
Like
saying
that.
he didn't actually fall into chemicals. It was.
I mean, somebody fell into something, but it
Right.
wasn't chemicals.
Wasn't real chemicals.
It
yeah.
wasn't Jack. It wasn't chemicals.
Yeah.
It
pretty
was
much.
neither of those.
Yes.
In fact, on the DVD, you can slow it down. You know, the miracles of modern technology, you can slow it down to certain speeds. You can see the stuntman, who is Jack Napier's,
Nicholson.
Jack
yeah.
Nicholson's stuntman. So you can see him do a header off of the catwalk and tumble into the whatever. But you see the guy, and it's not
Not
fucking
him.
Jack Nicholson. Not even close.
He was in the
He's
bathroom.
like
with
20
two
pounds,
chicks.
20 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
The two chicks.
That's
He's
right.
in the bathroom with that guy. Stuntman.
Okay, real quick. We can get into this later, but we might as well bring it up now.
Bring it up.
All right. So Batman,
Pudding pops.
not he's a superhero, but he has no he's just a regular guy.
He doesn't have superhuman
He doesn't
powers.
have shit. He just has a lot of money.
Like intellect and like
He has
other
intellect and
stuff.
gadgets.
Gadgets,
If I was a
yeah.
billionaire, then we could all be a superhero.
Okay, same. The Batman is the equivalent of Tony Stark.
Yeah, because he has a suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even put two and two together to
Boomtown.
come up with
There it is.
Iron Batman.
This fun fact brought to you by John Zapp.
Mm-hmm.
That was thought provoking.
It was, yeah.
I feel
You're a
provoked.
provocateur.
That's
All
right.
right, enough. Enough.
Provocateur.
Yeah.
I'm provoked. The next day, Vicky meets briefly with Knox at his office and has dinner with Bruce Wayne that evening. Her charm wins him over, and she spends the night.
He
Yeah.
rapes her.
Pretty much, he got her drunk.
He did.
He did. I was thinking that when I watched it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
did I. I was like, I
he's
wouldn't want my kids
he
watching
kept-
this shit.
He kept like loading up.
He's like, here, girl.
Yeah.
Take this, baby. He was just like, eat the pudding.
Yep. I was thinking that seriously when I was watching. I'm like,
Thank you.
This fucking guy.
There
like,
was no rape.
Batman.
Well,
rape.
I'm not saying rape, but I'm saying like he loaded her up.
You
He
can't
kept
rape
pouring-
the willing. She wanted it. You know she wanted it.
She couldn't even get up the steps.
Yeah.
She wanted it.
He put on like the bat gadget on her and said, "Here, let me help."
Yeah.
Drag her up the steps.
Yeah.
But she didn't leave the next day all pissed off and in a huff. She was real happy to be there.
True. Yeah. I mean, he is rich.
I think,
But
yeah.
but that whole scene, I was thinking that I'm like, damn, he's just loading her
Thank
champagne
you.
or whatever
Yeah.
they're drinking.
Whatever
wine.
they were drinking, it was probably some fancy stuff
Probably.
laced
Right.
with roof and all.
And pudding pops.
Right.
Whatever. So Cosby, Batman,
Jack Nicholson.
the triad,
The
the
triad.
McPimp Dad triad.
McRaper triad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she spent the night.
Spent the night.
Meanwhile, we find that Napier survived the chemical bath, but is badly disfigured.
That'd be a cool band name. Chemical Bath. I
Yeah.
like that.
Chemical bath.
Chemical bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He swiftly makes his way to Grissom's place and murders him. And this is where we get our first sight of the Joker.
Yes. Yeah.
No, dude, he goes to that like back alley
Doctor.
doctor. He's like, look what I have to work with.
Yeah.
He's all like
Yeah.
laughing and shit.
He's got yeah.
But he doesn't look really any different. Just his face is a little smiley.
He's got the Sardonicus. Sardonicus something. I've seen that before.
But it isn't really like, it still looks like Jack, just with the smiley
But
face.
it's like
Yeah.
I got to admit, that was pretty bad makeup to the extent that when I saw it back, like when we were 13, I would forever was thinking to myself, wow, how did they stretch his face to look like that? Like like Marlon Brando when he did Godfather, he had something in the like
Cotton.
tissues,
He put
cotton,
cotton in
something
his
wrapped
mouth.
up in the back of his jaw there. So what did they do to make his face look like that? You watch it now, you can tell immediately. Like there's actually two sets of lips. Like you can see his real lips moving, and then the whole facial thing of makeup that doesn't move.
that's separate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Now,
didn't
see,
even notice that.
you're looking at
Like
it.
the rubber or latex overlay that they put on his face to make his face look like he has that Sardonicus thing.
I got you.
When I recently watched it, that didn't bother me as much as when I was a kid watching it. Because I think that like with the green hair and the crappy makeup, I thought it was so stupid. Like I thought it was going to be like a cool Batman thing. But now looking back at it, I think it's just the way Tim Burton does his movies.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I understood that in my elder age.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure this came out before Dick Tracy. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
a good movie.
I think Trey. Yeah, you're right. Probably like 1990, maybe.
That sounds about right. 90, 91. 90's great. Not worth splitting hairs.
No.
The both of these have that theme of like that comic book. Like this Burton version is something that you would pull out of absolutely like one of Matt's comic books. The darkness, and yet that color that pops out on the villains.
Right.
So
I dug that too. What Zap just said is like the 1950s feel of that shootout scene inside the chemical. It's like they all had like the like longer 45 guns, like
revolver
the
type, yeah.
revolvers. They all had the hats kind of like tilted to the side, like and the suits on. Like you don't see in today's films, like guys in with suits on, revolvers.
Right.
He just that very Dick Tracy 1950s criminal type vibe.
Yep.
Yeah,
which was cool.
Yeah, like I said, with this movie, and I think I did read something that they kind of made it like timeless, where you don't know when this takes place. It looks like it could be older or in the future. I think what I read was a quote like they wanted to make it look like what somebody in 1940 would envision 2000 would look like, or something like along those lines.
And then again, I didn't appreciate that as a kid, thinking that this Batman movie is. I mean, they got a Prince is in the soundtrack. Like they're putting out all these. You see these insignias. Like every store you go to, there's like that Batman sign. I thought it'd be something different, but now that I get to go back and look at it, I appreciate it more.
Cool.
So after that first sight of the Joker, we are now to the next day, where it starts with the whore, Vicky Vale, leaving Wayne Manor. She knew what she was doing.
She was drugged.
She was not drugged. That's fake news, man. I can't believe you're even thinking.
We don't know though. Honestly, we don't know if they
You're a
hooked up.
dude. How would you think that?
Batman should have been on trial.
Yeah, we don't know that they hooked up though. They could have.
God.
You have two daughters.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And we don't know if they
Yeah.
hooked up. Like, they didn't say for sure.
No, he slept with her.
but how
'cause
do you know
remember-
that?
No, because remember they had there's a scene later on in the movie
Was there a
where
back
she's like,
condom?
no, where he's like, shut up, like I don't know what to tell you, and she's like, I can't believe I did, and I slept with you, and you don't remember
slept
that?
with you like
Yeah,
that?
when they were in the apartment.
That's in the X-rated version.
Yeah. I
No,
don't
when they were in the
remember
apartment. Remember before Napier's character comes into the apartment?
that. When he shot him. with
Yeah,
the
when he shot him, when he put the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
on
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
She never said, "I can't believe I slept with you."
Yeah, she did.
She didn't.
Mailbag that in 120%. I just watched it today again.
Right, but
I
she
watched
could
it
have
twice.
slept next to him, like slept with you.
Slept with you. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
mean, what
fair.
I'm just saying.
That
We
is
didn't-
fair.
Didn't see the deed going down.
Yeah.
You know, it was PG-13 though, so
Yep.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, he could have been a gentleman
Yeah.
and not done anything.
That's like I slept,
And look,
I slept with like 20 girls in high school.
No, let's not forget.
I woke up next to her after the party. It was a
Slept
great
with her,
time.
yeah,
Slept with her too.
Let us not forget that in that night,
Mhm.
like she woke up in the middle of the night, and dude's over there hanging by his ankles
Right.
on his thing. Maybe that's where he was at. He was
Yeah,
at
he was
that
just hanging
exercise
there.
machine.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was true. Yeah, he was doing because he's a
So?
bat.
And he's back. He's got to stay angry. I mean, you're gonna lose your edge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they admit to sleeping with each other in
Well,
that scene in her apartment.
Maybe.
we'll see.
Whatever. So Jack the Joker Napier has a meeting with all the other crime bosses in the city, claiming he's now in charge. He also sends his right-hand man, Bob, to find and follow Knox in order to learn more about the Batman. Vicky returns to Wayne Manor to trail Bruce, who said he would be going out of town, but
Say
really
trailer
didn't.
stalk Bruce.
Okay.
Either way,
You can say stalk. Wait, I thought you were just you weren't. Wasn't she a victim?
No, she's addicted to love and money,
Mhm.
And he has
them
both.
exactly.
And you know it.
Yes,
So we have a cutscene to a press conference outside City Hall.
I like that cutscene.
Yeah, where
Yeah, we incorporate that. I like that.
one of the crime bosses has claimed he's now in charge of Grissom's dealings. The Joker and his henchmen arrive and quickly dispatch him with a feather pen to the neck.
Yeah, they're like mimes and shit. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
The
Yeah.
pen is truly mightier than the sword on that one.
Indeed. Indeed.
I do like that part how Michael Keaton's character as Batman like is just walking through the whole like there's guns like the Tommy guns are going on like everything's going on around him and he's just standing there.
Oh, when he's actually
Yeah,
Bruce
and that-
Wayne. And,
yeah, when he's just Bruce Wayne and then Jack
He's
Nicholson
got
gives him the little
no
wave.
fear.
Yeah, no fear. He's just looking around like what is going on here.
Mhm.
And even Vicky Vale's like get down, Bruce. Oh, you're gonna get hurt.
He can't. They don't even register.
Yeah.
She got down.
Yep.
Mm.
And dirty and drugged.
I don't think she was drugged. I think
No,
she was
not
drunk.
drugged. She was drunk, which
Yeah.
is basically
He didn't put a funnel over her mouth. He didn't force it down her throat. And he sure as hell didn't force her to take her pants off.
You're right. She went to bed. He went and he swung on this little swing
Precisely.
Mhm.
Bruce Wayne was a saint.
there. Saint.
So in a cutscene, we find that the Joker is quite envious of Batman, taking all of his press. We also see that Bruce Wayne has taken a significant interest in the Joker, as he's now the city's crime kingpin. The Joker has also taken a shine to Vicky Vale.
Oh, he loves her.
Yeah. Stop the presses.
That's right. Stop the press. Who was that?
Mm-hmm.
So that night, we learned of the first. Whoa.
The first.
Yeah. Colin Firth. So that night, we learn of the first deaths caused by Smilex, which is a chemical that causes its victims to die laughing.
And the smile. I
Much like this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Smilex thing was cool too. Like how he took it couldn't be just they figured out it couldn't be just like one chemical. You had to have like
Yep.
use the lipstick with the hairspray.
Like a mix.
And, yeah.
That kind of reminded me of that 60s shit. They used to do that on that Batman. Like that when they're always something like
Yeah.
that where he would use like chemicals or different, not chemicals, but like
Robin, get me the bat spray.
Yeah.
Or I'll use my
Yeah.
bat spray on this. I'll use my batarang. I'll use my bat can opener. I'll
Mhm.
use my bat deodorant.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Robin, what's the problem here?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, Batman. Or I don't. Robin wasn't like he. When did he come out in the movies? Like the second one? Wasn't Val Kilmer Batman?
No. Wait,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it
Yes,
was.
Val
Yeah, it
Kilmer
was.
was back, and that was Chris O'Donnell who played Robin.
Yes. Okay.
In
Okay.
fact, in that Val Kilmer one.
Yep, that's right.
Good
that
old
might have been
Val.
the third one, maybe. I don't know. Did Keaton came back for the second one?
Yeah.
Batman,
Batman Returns, yep.
Yeah, that's right.
With Danny DeVito.
The Penguin
As the Penguin.
Right? And Christopher Walken.
and Michelle Pfeiffer, right? Or was
And
she in that?
Yes.
Yeah, Catwoman.
Yep.
So when did Arnold come in? And then they had Jim.
He was the
Jim
fourth
Carrey.
one. So he was the
Mr.
fourth
Freeze.
one with, or maybe he was the third, but I thought he might have been with George Clooney.
Yeah, it might have been. I
See,
lost
and-
track after.
Yeah, but
that.
I'm saying those are when the Batman just started getting stupid.
Yeah, they were beat.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
horrible.
Once you got rid of Michael Keaton, it's all over
It's all
because
over.
Michael Keaton was by far and away the best Batman.
Wasn't he in Birdman?
Yes,
That's what
Michael
he won an
Keaton
Academy Award
That's
for.
right.
But I thought it was like Batman, but it was Birdman.
Birdman,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is the same thing. He was like a superhero.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not to be confused with
Batman.
Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
What's that from?
That's an incredibly hilarious show on Adult Swim.
Harvey Birdman.
Attorney at law.
Okay.
Harvey
I'm
Birdman.
thinking of Bird Law from It's Always Sunny.
Mm.
What
You know
was
that?
it? Which Tommy Lee Jones was in one of these Batmans too, wasn't he?
He played Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
That was a cheesy character.
That was actually much to Burton's chagrin because by then Burton wasn't directing; he was producing,
Okay. Yeah,
and
that's right. I read that.
Burton was quite upset that they didn't offer it or give it to Billy D.
And gave it to Tommy Lee.
They gave it
instead.
to Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee instead of Billy D.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's a shame.
that is.
But Billy D, he already had like a lot of he already like the Sky City. He was already like a mayor there.
Yeah,
So he had
And Star
a
Wars.
lot of practice. Yeah.
yeah. Smilex.
Tommy Lee.
Victims die laughing. So the Joker also takes over the television signals and advertises his dastardly Smilex plan. He's placed his killer Smilex in varying consumer goods, which have already been purchased by the masses. The next day, the Joker has lured Vicky Vale to the city's art museum, having tricked her into thinking she was to meet with Bruce. After gassing everyone, the Joker and his henchmen arrive and vandalize the place. Batman rescues her and takes her to the Batcave in his Batmobile. He gives to her all of the research he's done on Smilex and the products tainted by it.
Mm.
Yes.
Fun fact. That museum is called the Flugelheim.
Noted.
And
Yes,
it was
they
a play
have
on
a Flugel-
Guggenheim, right?
Yeah.
And Flugel, I guess, in German is like wing or bat, like wing or something like that. So that's what the play was on the
pretty
words
cool.
there. You know what I mean?
So I saw that and thought that when I initially saw that, I thought that was a play on something from like The Grinch That Stole Christmas. One of those instruments that the
Flugelhorn.
the people
The
from
flugelhorn.
Whoville were playing, like the
Yeah.
Hugelhorn or some shit like that. Yeah,
Right.
Flugelhorn.
Flugelhorn.
Yeah, I think in the Alps. I think we had a
trivia
music
question
trivia
about
question
that.
on that was answered
Yeah, the Colonel
by
got
the
it.
Colonel. Yeah, the
And what was it?
Flugelhorn.
No, it wasn't that. It was,
It was the
what's the Swedish?
the Alpenhorn.
Alpenhorn.
The Alpenhorn.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
But that scene was also very cool because they come in. I dig how the Joker has his music guy, like the dude with
With the boombox.
with the boombox, just travels around with him. Like
Yeah.
if I was like,
It's like Radio Raheem.
yeah, he had Raheem with him the whole time.
Radio Raheem.
You know that's from
Hell
what is
yeah.
that? Do the right thing.
Do the right thing
Yeah.
with Spike Lee.
Yep. Spike Lee joint.
Oh, we haven't done a Spike Lee movie.
No.
I can't.
Do the right thing was good with the pizza shop and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mookie.
Malcolm.
There you go.
The next day, Bruce decides to visit Vicky at her apartment.
This is what I was talking
There you go. Intent on telling her of his secret identity. The Joker arrives while he's there and asks Bruce, "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?"
Ching.
He then shoots Bruce and assumes he's dead. All the while, Bruce had placed a metal tray of Vicky's under his shirt, safely assuming that the Joker would try to kill him.
What was it? He was like, "Do you want to get crazy?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
get nuts?
Yeah, you want
Let's
to get
get
nuts?
nuts.
Let's get nuts. Don't
Yeah.
you know I'm loco? He
Yeah.
said that after. That was in a cut scene.
Don't you know I'm loco?
Yes.
It's like Brazil. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Don't
absolutely
you
right.
know I'm loco?
That's right.
Yeah. Insane in the membrane. That's what it's from. Yeah.
Wow.
Send dog. Yeah, that's all that guy does.
Is it
He's just like,
no bring?
he just repeats.
That's what
the
he did.
shit.
Yeah.
What
What
a
are you?
job.
What are you?
What
A
a
parrot?
job. A parrot. Yeah.
What are you? A
parrot.
fucking parrot?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So Vicky learns from Knox how and where Bruce Wayne's parents died. In the meantime, Bruce pieces together that it was the Joker, Jack Napier, who killed his parents.
Because he used the same verbiage.
That's right.
And what casting on that guy, man? That guy looked, as a young Jack Nicholson,
Oh my God, yeah.
that was great.
Absolutely.
That guy looked just like him.
That's
Like-
right.
like-
I was about a week of looking at different people.
That's right.
Mhm.
That was
Because
a good
we
job.
go.
Good, no.
No, go.
I said just did a great job.
I would
Great
say
agree.
I would say the other one that I always think of when I think of great casting, when you talk about like somebody playing a younger version, is in Goodfellas, that Ray Liotta kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was spot on
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
No, not just Ray Liotta. The whole Joe Pesci's character.
Well, his was
too.
good, too.
It looked just like him.
Yeah, I don't know, Zap, if you were on with us for that when we did Goodfellas.
I came on right after that.
Right after that. So there was a fun fact in that one with that Ray Liotta kid that they had contacts specially made. I think they were like $6,000 to get the blue right.
Damn.
So Ray Liotta, because the kid didn't have naturally blue eyes like
Right.
Ray Liotta. Yeah.
Because where they faded out from when he was a kid and they
Mhm.
faded into him as an adult.
So they wanted them perfect.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But this one here, this Jack Napier, as a probably 20-year-old, would you say?
Probably.
19, 20? Yeah, that was great casting.
That's how we said earlier in the movie. That's the very first scene, and it cuts to the exact same way that Bruce Wayne
Mm-hmm.
seeing his parents get killed as a
Yep.
kid.
Yep.
But he stopped that in the scene of the first one. I think they just scared the parents or pulled the gun on the kid.
Oh, in the
Parents got
beginning
away.
of the movie.
Yes.
So they knock the guy out, take his wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go and they take the lady's purse, and they say, "Look, don't come after us, or we'll shoot your
Yeah,
kid
we'll
or
shoot
some
your
shit."
kid,
And then they just run away.
That's right. Yeah,
No,
the very
nobody
beginning.
died.
Yep.
Then the Batman came in.
And the Batman came in. So yes, indeed, as you were talking, for those who don't know, we as the viewers learn that by seeing a flashback to when the Waynes, the parents were killed, that same killer used the same
Not Little Wayne,
catchphrase.
Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Correct, not Lil Wayne.
Yep.
Next, we find that the Joker makes a televised invitation to the whole of Gotham City to come downtown at midnight, as he will be giving away 20 million in cash.
Mm.
He also invites Batman to the event for a showdown.
But doesn't he asks him
old
to unmask.
Dugaroo.
He asks him to unmask,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
He said, "Let's see who you are. You know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Let's boogie."
This town needs an enema.
We'll fight it out. That's right.
Yeah, I think that might have been earlier when he said that. There's a lot of good lines in this.
Yeah, we'll get to those on the.
Yeah, he says the town needs an enema when he first gets upset with Batman taking his press.
That's right. Yeah.
So while
he
brooding,
hates Batman.
he hates Batman. He's a good guy. Joker's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Right.
While brooding in his Batcave, we find Alfred has
Did you say breeding?
brooding.
Oh, brooding. Okay.
We find Alfred has invited Vicky into the cave, and she learns that Bruce is Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Batman goes to Axis Chemicals and destroys the plant. Hundreds of people show up downtown for the Joker's parade, as 20 million
Exactly. I would show up too.
in cash is being dropped on the crowd. The balloons in his float are gassing the crowds with Smilex.
Mm.
Batman arrives just in the nick of time in the old Batwing and removes the balloons, but shortly afterwards, the Joker shoots down his plane, which lands at a cathedral, right in front.
Mm-hmm.
The Joker takes Vicky hostage and marches her up to the top of the cathedral, where he plans to escape by helicopter. Batman follows him and Vicky to the top. After a few half-hearted attempts by the Joker's henchmen to keep Batman away from the Joker and Vicky while they're waiting for the helicopter, Batman finally fights with the Joker. The Joker nearly kills Batman and Vicky by pulling them over a ledge, forcing them to hang on for their lives. Now, this was, I mean,
It's like a play-by-play. I like that.
the special effects were something.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They could have used work, but it was 89, and this was a great movie. So I don't
Again,
care.
no, see, that's the stuff I was telling you guys as a kid growing up. I thought it would have, but then again, it's Tim Burton. It's his artistic look into things.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought it would be way cooler.
Yeah.
Those kind of parts.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well,
But as you just admitted it, though,
It's-
it's recorded. You just
It's-
kind of said,
what-
"Jeez,
slow down, counsel.
Cheese-alicious."
So what? It's still a good fucking
Yeah.
movie.
No, it is a great movie, but there was just some stuff growing up that you thought would be cooler.
I get what you're saying, but I
than what
just
it
I
is.
don't. Maybe you were like more. I don't want to say more mature, like more like
That wasn't
I don't
it.
know. I just felt like you don't think that was it.
No,
I just felt like as a 13-year-old kid, I was blown away at this movie. Now I can look at
concur.
it now as an adult and go, yeah, some of it's corny, but as a kid, I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
again, I said like as I really into Batman. the comic thing. I don't know
But
what it
maybe
was, like
that's
11, 12. I had an older cousin that was in the
Mhm.
comics, so I was like doing the comic thing. But they showed Batman like he was always like jacked.
See, I didn't
there was
re-
never like a scene.
I didn't read
in
any
my
of that.
mind.
Did you read that? The
No.
comics?
No.
So him and I, we didn't know anything about that. So maybe that's why, because we didn't have expectations and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like,
you know?
I thought
I get it. I get it.
didn't know that this darkness of Batman existed.
Okay.
I only
You
ever
thought
knew
the
Batman
cheesy-
as
Adam West. and
Adam West.
Adam West or the blue and gray guy from Super Friends, the animated stuff.
Right.
Which Batman was always, him and Superman were always like gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there was like, let's go, friend.
When you're hanging out in the Hall of Justice, there's no haters there.
Yeah, true.
Not even the Apache chief.
I think I had a picture. Hold on, if I can find it. You guys can continue talking.
Oh, good. The Joker's helicopter arrives while Batman and Vicky continue to hang.
No pun intended.
Like they're having a drink.
Yeah. Pretty much.
They're having pudding pops.
They're just hanging.
Yep.
Yes. So
Oh,
as
like
they
this.
are,
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Wait. Real quick.
we'll do
quick.
this.
Like, see, like that's how Batman was portrayed. Like,
Mm.
just here. Like, you don't want to mess with that dude.
No.
And then you
Right.
see Michael Keaton, you're like, he seems like a nice guy.
Mm.
That guy's built like Arnold. You know what I mean?
He's strong like ox.
Yeah.
Vicky,
Yeah.
He's strong like
I'm
ox.
coming for you.
He plowed field. That you're talking about? Strong like ox.
Yeah.
Like Borat.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Borat.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
So they were hanging by their hands
Mhm.
from the ledge of the roof. The Joker's helicopter arrives while they're still hanging on the edge. Batman shoots a grappling hook at the Joker's legs while the other end wraps itself around a gargoyle. As the Joker is clinging to a ladder dangling from the helicopter, the gargoyle dislodges from its mount. The weight of the gargoyle causes the Joker to lose his grip and fall to his death.
Mm.
Dead.
Yeah, man. Dude, try it. Dude, you got to try a paperclip.
My apologies.
Look,
man.
honestly, you got to try a paperclip.
Yes.
Cheech and Chong over here rolling.
Have some more rummy.
Whoa.
Batman and Vicky also lose their grips on the ledge. As they plummet to the ground, Batman fires a grappling hook at the cathedral, which catches and saves him and Vicky. We next see the Joker lying dead on the ground, while his laughing box continues to make its repeated laughing sound.
Yeah.
How did that go?
The laugh.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
It was like,
Who, me? Mhm. That's pretty
Yep,
good.
that's pretty good.
thank you.
Yeah.
I practiced that all afternoon.
Mm.
I watched that and ended up buying a laughing box.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's
Where
cool.
would you purchase those? Like Amazon or?
Well, no, I mean, you're talking 89.
Oh, okay.
So probably Spencer's.
Oh, you bought it back then.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like last night.
No,
Like,
Jesus.
I was like, holy shit.
They still make those.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he's dedicated.
Yeah, the guy
Which is
loves it.
insane. He's like 89 Spencer's. And Spencer's is like one of the only surviving stores
Oh, Spencer's is awesome.
in like the mall at
They
Colonial.
always had that dirty section in the back.
Is
Yeah,
it,
that's where they have like the
Oh, yeah. Is,
Yeah.
it,
bachelor party stuff.
is it still at the Colonial Park Mall?
Yes.
It was. I don't know if
No,
it still
it
is.
still is.
Is it?
Yes,
That and maybe two other stores, and that's it.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Like there's a shoe store, there's a
Mhm.
massage store.
There's a dance studio,
Okay.
Spencer's.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Annie Ann's.
Annie Ann's is gone.
Oh, they're gone.
It's called like Bobo or something like that.
Mhm.
There is the theater,
Couple jewelers in there.
like one more jeweler. There's a pizza shop, like an Asian shop, and that's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's amazing, is what that is.
Yeah.
So at some point later, we see a press conference is being held by Commissioner Gordon, District Attorney Harvey Dent, and the mayor. They read a letter received from Batman promising to protect the city. They also unveil the bat signal, which was provided by Batman. Alfred takes Vicky to Wayne Manor, and before they depart, he alerts her that Bruce will be a little late. The next and final scene is that of Batman, standing atop a building, looking at the bat signal in the sky and keeping watch over the city.
Mm. There it is.
So goes the story of Batman and folding papers.
Nice.
Just folded twice.
So I
I
guess it's,
need a paperclip. I'm sorry.
I guess it's time for that sound effect.
What the?
Fun fact.
Fun fact. So, Tim Burton had a cameo in this, right?
No.
Yeah. So at about the 1 hour mark, he's one of the Joker's goons, at the museum.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like
All right.
dancing around doing his thing.
Yeah, when they were in the
Yeah,
museum
yeah.
painting and doing all that.
Vandalizing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Scandalizing.
Scandalizing, that's right.
Mm.
So what do you guys got?
Fun fact.
Yes.
Do I want Batman or the Joker?
Joker's cooler.
Joker is cooler.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Which one do you want, Matt?
Are you gonna do like the Tim Curry one?
You do the Tim Curry one because that's the cooler one.
No, go ahead. I'll do Superman. You do the Tim Curry, David Bowie one.
I'll do Batman. So for the role of Batman, Mel Gibson, Kevin Costner, Charlie Sheen, Tom Selleck, Bill Murray, Harrison Ford, Dennis Quaid, and even Willem Dafoe were considered
For Batman.
for
Yes.
Batman. Pierce Brosnan was actually approached, but he declined immediately.
I did read. Yeah, I read that also.
Yeah.
For the Joker, you had Tim Curry, who we all know from
Clue.
Excellent, David Bowie from
Singing.
and
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, yeah.
Yes. Jonathan Lithgow, which I don't
Yeah.
see at all.
No.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. No.
Coneheads.
Harry and the
Harry and the
Not
Hendersons.
Coneheads, yeah.
Mhm.
No, Carrie Nenner, that's what I was thinking.
Brad Dourif, I don't know who that is.
Brad Dourif is awesome. So he played Peter DeVries in my favorite of all time sci-fi movie, Dune from 1984. He played in a series on HBO called Deadwood.
Oh, Deadwood.
He was
yeah.
the doctor
Guy,
in that.
Yeah, okay.
And he also played Wormtongue in the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Mm.
So, okay, I could see him in that. Ray Liotta, James Woods. Robin Williams lobbied hard for the part.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And they said no, because Nicholson was their choice from 1980. And it took 10 years for this film to develop.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
That's another fun fact.
Did you hear a story about that with Robin Williams, that he was actually, they did cast him for it, and then they used it as bait to get Nicholson in, and then they let Robin Williams go, and he was really pissed at Warner Brothers.
Huh.
He actually
Ooh.
didn't do work with them for a while because he held a grudge. He was like really upset. They kind of used him almost like, like, look, we're just going to use him, and then they kind of forced Nicholson, I guess, to sign on.
Right.
To do
It's
it.
like,
Yeah.
look, Nicholson, if you don't take this, it's going to go to Robin Williams.
Right.
Do you want to go down in history knowing that this could have been you and instead it went to Robin fucking Williams?
Mm-hmm.
But they said Nicholson was pissed about how much time it would take. So he said he wanted his like filming in like a 3-week block.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys read that?
Yeah. It took more than 100 days.
Yeah, there you go.
His piece,
Mm-hmm.
his parts. That's amazing.
And I also read too that he wanted to, like you were talking about how with scheduling, but even what time, like he wanted to start later than the other actors.
Yep.
They said he would stay up all night, like partying to like 3 in the
Mhm.
morning, and then show up like 10, 11 o'clock.
Playboy Mansion.
Yep, all
Man.
that, like you were saying, yeah.
Then he said he wanted M&Ms, but he wanted all the brown M&Ms. Oh wait, that's Van Halen.
That's Van Halen.
Sorry.
And that's strictly to see if somebody's paying attention to detail
Mm-hmm.
in contracts.
I just watched the whole thing on them the other night, which is really cool.
Did you?
Yeah,
Was this what?
it was on Tubi, I think.
What was it called?
Shit.
Van Halen, you said?
It was a whole thing on Van Halen, but the thing, like Zap just said, the guy said that if there's no brown M&Ms in the thing, that means the 106 other things that have to be done.
Aren't right.
They
They're
actually
not looking over it.
they actually paid attention to what the hell they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
So on that Nicholson, on his asks, part of that also was he wanted to be, no matter what, he would be off the days whenever the Lakers were playing a home game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he loves the Lakers.
Yep.
He loves the Lakers. Let's see.
Actually, the purple in his suit was that color, that Lakers
The Laker
purple.
purple.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he also commanded top billing in advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can see this. Let's see, top billing and advertisement money. You can actually see part of this. In fact, he was the first name you see in the opening credits.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
At the very
at the very beginning.
yes, the very beginning.
And wasn't that, like you said about his money, was all tied to the box office?
So
and,
that was a thing he pulled out of the hat a little later. So he said, look, my typical rate is 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Forget that. I'll do it for 6. However, I want a percentage of the earnings in the merchandise. And from those earnings and merchandise, well over 50 million.
That's it.
Some estimate even close to 100 million.
But he won Oscars and stuff at this. Like, he was no dummy to the system. He's already been in 30 years,
right.
you know, when he got to this movie.
Yeah.
Back to the roles for Batman. I don't know if you said this name in there, but did you say Robert Downey Jr.? Was that in the list? Now, this just says was considered for the role of Batman.
He would have been barely out of being a kid.
89.
I think he'd be too young for that.
He'd be like our age. He was like 13.
Yeah.
Well, no, 89, he would have been
19.
in his 20s by then. Less Than Zero was like 87.
Too young.
Yeah, too young. You're right. It just said considered.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But I had who knows with these names? Half of them are probably not even.
Now, with Jack doing that back in 89, what do you think his net worth is today?
Jack Nicholson?
Yep.
150 million.
Higher.
300 million.
Higher.
What? Really?
400 million.
Dang shoe.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money, man.
That's Jack money.
That's Jack money.
They said Lawrence Fishburne was considered for the role of Harvey Dent, which makes sense if they were going, for a black actor.
Yep.
For that part. And then that Bill Murray, that whole thing with that, I guess there was like a comedy version of this that they were thinking about. Ivan Reitman was looking to direct.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
No, and they were. It was like Steve Martin was tied to it. Bill Murray. Which did we say Bill Murray earlier?
You said Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
him and Ivan Reitman were like best friends.
Yeah.
They did all their movies together.
Eddie Murphy, he was tied to it. There was a bunch of them, I guess, that they were gonna make like a funny version almost.
I am
never really
glad they didn't.
No, yeah, it wouldn't have been that good.
Terrible. Good and terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about the marketing, not just the marketing money, but I know we were talking about it, just how, even in past podcasts, Batman was everywhere. The materials, the everything, the marketing was bananas for this. In fact,
it was huge, yeah.
They called it, they had a name, Batmania.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was called Batmania.
It was huge. Leading up to it, and then that whole summer, like all you saw was that goddamn Batman sign on everything, and it was everywhere.
Well, we talked about in The Burbs, which we covered.
Yep.
And I think Juice Man was on for that, and it might have been before Zap was on with us. But in that movie, I don't know if you remember, but Corey Feldman
is wearing a Batman shirt,
and that was before. That would have been I think that came out in like January of '89, and it would have been before this was out. And I remember looking at that shirt, and thinking like, oh shit, that was out before. So obviously they were marketing this months and months before the movie came out. But yeah, that Batmobile, did you guys, I always thought it was a Corvette.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
No, according to this, there again, it's on the internet, so you never know.
McLaren.
It was built on the chassis of a Chevy Impala and had the engine of an Impala, the taillights from a Ferrari, a fuel cap off a London bus, jet engine parts from a Harrier jump jet.
A fuel cap from a London bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then added headlights of a Honda Civic.
Interesting.
So, I mean, who knows?
Well, so those are bits and pieces, but the core body I thought was
like a Corvette.
A Corvette.
That's what I always thought. I know it was like over 20 feet long. They said it was a huge car.
Yeah. I remember when they gave that away
mm-hmm.
on the MTV Video Music Awards.
They gave it away.
They gave it away.
The only thing it was missing is doors that go like this.
That's true. When you're Bruce Wayne, doors go like this, not like this.
Yeah,
but actually, that thing didn't have a door.
It did not. It had a sliding cockpit.
It had a sliding cockpit.
That's
right.
That's
dope.
Hell yeah.
It is
that's
pretty
more
cool.
cool than doors that go like this to this.
It's the suck part about that is getting out or getting in like in the fucking rain. You're going to get footprints on your car.
Right. And for you... And
no, he went into a cave. There's no rain in the cave.
Yeah.
There's dew. There's dewdrops. He might get a dewdrop or two.
Yeah, like he says to Vicky Vale, dewdrop in.
Dewdrop in. If you don't know what doors like this and that, look up Russ Hanneman. That's like one of the guys we always like to reference on here.
Russ Hanneman.
Yeah, Russ Hanneman from Silicon Valley.
Did you guys hear about Eddie Murphy being cast in this movie?
That's what, I was saying about that funny version.
Yeah, for Robin.
Well, he was fighting. He wanted to be Batman. It was like him and Robin Williams were fighting over who's going to be Batman. And he was like, if I'm doing this, I want to be Batman. So it was a whole thing with all the people that were involved. There were a lot of egos involved.
They should have had Eddie Murphy as Robin. I think it would have been a whole new movie.
Oh, you mean
they could have been like different
this
people?
One?
Yeah, in this one.
Oh, yeah.
For the original.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he would have been, for I could see that, I guess. But for that comedy version,
Uh-huh.
they were like talking about all these comedy guys, Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy, all these, and they
Well, they couldn't because of Tim Burton's. He wanted to see the darkness.
Well, the studio took heat. They took a lot of heat for going with Keaton.
Mhm.
Like Tim Burton especially took a lot of heat.
right.
Because Keaton had been essentially all you'd ever seen him in up to that point was something funny.
Yeah, funny
Right.
guy.
Mr. Mom, Gung Ho, Beetlejuice, funny guy, funny guy.
Mr. Mom was a good movie. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
We had the eyes though. They said
Yeah.
the eyes looked like he said it. I forget how they said it, or if Burton said like the eyes were the part of that like a little crazy kind of like he could when you see him normally without the bat suit he looks like non-menacing and just when he puts that suit on those eyes are like kind of make him look menacing. The one thing I wanted to bring up about picture quality. So you guys watched this on HBO Max.
Yep.
I did not. I have the DVD copy of this.
Yep.
I have a very nice TV. I have an OLED TV.
Yep.
So it's a good TV. I have a good setup. This was like, I mean, I watched it, but I could see where I'm really missing out. When they put these DVD copies and VHS copies, people at home were complaining they couldn't see the movie. It was too dark.
Yeah.
So for these video, the early ones, I'm sure if you get the latest 4K version, it's like the original. But these ones were all, they brightened it almost to the point that everything looks grayish kind of where it's supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
So I was watching this movie last night because I've had the DVD now for 20 plus years.
Sure.
I'm watching it and I'm noticing right away what they were talking about. I was like, I can see where they brightened it, and I want to see it. I'd love to see it in its original glory because I feel like that set the tone for the whole movie, how dark it was and everything like that. And I think it took away. I watched it and still enjoyed it, but I think it would be better to see it as I did back in the theater, you know.
I was surprised to see in the beginning of the movie, very beginning of the movie, when the two guys robbed the tourists, we're shown a scene just looking down on the cityscape, and we see Batman on top of, we see a very dark figure, caped figure,
turn around
and walk. That was animated.
That was animation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was absolutely 100% animation.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, why couldn't they just film it?
Tim Burton.
Fair.
Right.
But I think they could have done more with that because that was a really cool part.
Yeah.
They're saying how we were talking about Michael Keaton be a comedic, is that how you say it? Comedic actor. He said that he used a lot of that. He considered himself a logic freak and was concerned that Batman's secret identity would be, you could see it if he didn't act like he tried to act more silly and stupid being Bruce Wayne than he would as Batman. And he also did the low register when he did the voice. That was his idea.
Yeah.
To change it up.
Yeah, Christian Bale later using the same technique in the newer Batmans. So instead of like when he was Bruce Wayne, I don't know if I can get my voice like that. Like he
was just talking normally, but versus Batman, he was like,
"It would be Batman."
Yeah.
Or Kermit D. Hey, this is Kermit D.
Yeah, got real deep.
Yeah.
So Michelle Pfeiffer was asked to audition for Vicky Vale, but at the time she was in a relationship with Michael Keaton, and he said that's going to be a weird dynamic, like that we're dating. I just don't want her on screen with me. So they kind of like, all right, well, they ended up when they were done with their relationship. She actually ended up being in, I think it was the second one.
why would that be creepy?
Don't ask me. I don't know. He just said it would be awkward, I guess.
I'm sorry, not creepy, awkward. Yeah.
That's what he said. It would be awkward, but maybe he wanted to make out with somebody else on screen.
Yeah,
That's
on
what I was
screen,
thinking.
yeah.
Because they
Vicky
were only
Vale's
dating at the time.
They were
Him
gonna
and
get
Michelle
married and
Pfeiffer.
stuff.
He's like, I'm getting with her at home. I
Yeah.
can kiss somebody else. Maybe that. I
Hell
don't know.
yeah.
You know, who knows? Or maybe he didn't want to drug her and rape her, like he said. In
Pudding pops.
Right, yeah, because of his girlfriend.
They said Peter Gruber, I guess, was with
From
the music.
Nakatomi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hans's brother.
Yeah.
He wanted Prince to write the music for the Joker, but he wanted Michael Jackson to do romance songs
Oh, for
between
real?
Vicky Vale and
Interesting.
yeah. And he asked, they went and reached out to Michael Jackson. He was like, I don't want to do that.
He didn't want to do
I
it.
don't like Batman.
No.
And that's my Michael Jackson.
I don't understand a word you said, but I know that was a Michael Jackson voice.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they were trying to say Michael Jackson was very like he's like he didn't know Batman. I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm not going to write a song or
He wasn't no part of it.
he wanted no part of it. But Prince was like all about it.
Yeah, Prince is. We talked earlier. Like I love Prince.
Yeah.
I mean, he is like an amazing
He's a
musician,
virtuoso.
no doubt. What else we got here? Oh, Jack Nicholson. He was so in love with his portrayal of this character that it was said that he watched this at least once a week in his
Really?
house. Yeah, Like he just loved his portrayal. Like he just loved this part.
So
that he played.
it sounds to me like he's in love with himself.
Pretty much. They said at one point he was watching it once a week in his house. But like I said, I remember looking back. You are two guys that quote movies like constantly. You're
Sure.
I'm not like that. I usually don't retain things to that level. But I found myself watching this movie last night, and I was saying stuff as it was happening.
Yeah.
So that just tells me how much I like this movie.
Absolutely.
Because that's very rare for a person like me. I don't usually retain that stuff. I remember bits and pieces and parts, and I can tell you something, but I don't usually word for word. So
It meant something.
definitely
Yes,
did. Definitely did.
One more thing that I have is I read at the very end of like facts and stuff that I had. Despite the film's box office over 400 million, which you talked about, a budget of no more than 48 million, Warner Brothers claimed it ended up losing about 40 million and not likely to ever show a profit, which has been attributed to a case of Hollywood accounting. Now, what do you say about that, Zach?
I say that's horse shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That sounds to me like they're just straight line, or they're trying to set the stage for not paying taxes,
Yeah.
or not paying Jack Nicholson.
Right. Just
some
making it look
shit.
like it was less money.
That's what I mean. I don't know if I read that right.
Hollywood accounting.
Yeah, but it says right there. They said, they said it never showed a true
to be
profit.
clear, I don't doubt that they said it, and I don't doubt that it's written right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe for a second that they didn't make a shit ton of money off of the merchandising and the movie itself.
But are they saying like Hollywood in general, the people that ran the studios made the money, not the actual
I have to look into the definition of Hollywood accounting.
See, that's what I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know if you knew that.
I am
Like
not
from
familiar
the-
with
from
that
the
method of
business-
accounting.
From the business.
No,
Okay.
I do not have Hollywood clients.
Did you guys notice on the Bat Studio he's wearing Nikes? Black Nike Air Trainer 3s?
I did not notice
Yeah,
that.
supposedly there was they worked in a Nike product placement. Now I'm sure you couldn't make out the swoosh or anything else
Man,
like
hell
that,
no.
but I'd like to see it up close because
That's awesome.
they actually said they were Nike Air Trainer 3s, which I don't know exactly what they look like. I just assumed he had boots on, but I want to go back and watch that now.
Dude, I love this movie so much that when it came out on VHS, and it came out like late in the year. So
Mhm.
this was out in June or July, whatever the hell it came out.
89 it came out, yeah.
89, June or July. It was a summer movie.
Mm.
Later that year is when they released it on VHS, which was a shocker
Mm.
at the time because typically you're waiting a while back
Yeah.
then for that shit to come out on home theater stuff. So this came out in, I want to say middle of November, end of November or some shit, like just in time for Christmas maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously weeks ahead. And I remember being at the grocery store with my mom, and I saw this in the racks, and I begged her. I absolutely begged her. Like, Ma, can you please? I won't ask for anything else for Christmas. I just want this. I just want this. Just this.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. You can have it. And I got home and I popped it into the V.C.R. and I started watching it. And dude, she was screaming at me. What are you doing? That you got to wait till Christmas for that.
Oh.
Like, wait,
Oh,
Mom, that
yeah.
doesn't make any sense. I already know what it is.
Yeah. You just watch. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it was a beta. You got to know
They
it
have
was
that-
on tape.
They have Batman cereal.
I wonder if that ever happened back then.
I wonder.
No
Yeah.
Batman cereal. None of that.
Did you have some?
No, it was that. Did they market?
I'm sure there had to have been. Yeah.
I didn't see it. I just remember like Mr. T cereal.
That and Gremlin cereal.
Pity to pull food. Don't
Yeah.
eat my cereal.
That was Pee Wee.
Yes.
There
He
was,
poured it over his pancakes and eggs.
that's right. There was Gremlin cereal. Remember that in the Burbs?
Yes,
They
there was
had that.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'm sure.
I don't
there was
remember Batman. I just think the way that this was marketed, which
Yeah.
they look in marketing to this day to day,
Mm-hmm.
was that part of it.
Oh, here's another one. We love when these people try out for these. And who knows? Jean-Claude Van Damme. Did you say him?
No.
Yeah, auditioned for the role of Batman. Bruce
Huh.
Wayne.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah. Sam Raimi was in contention for this to direct this movie, which he didn't end up obviously getting it, but then he went on to do the Spider-Man and all that. Now, Sam Raimi, Halloween's my favorite horror movie, but another one that's right up there with that is Evil Dead, the Evil Dead franchise.
Sure.
The original ones like 1 and 2, and then Army of Darkness and all that, and that's a Sam Raimi.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought him up because he does some good work.
Yeah, that's one I'd love to review someday. Is Evil Dead? I have both of them. I have the original Evil Dead.
The original I loved.
Yeah, and then Evil Dead 2 is basically the same movie. They remade it with a better budget, so it was like pretty much the same thing. But just
Somebody said they shouted out Cabin Fever. Do you remember that?
I remember with Eli Roth, he did that Cabin Fever.
Cabin
Yeah.
Fever.
That was probably an ode to Evil Dead. It's not the same cabin, I don't think.
But is that over the vintage review? I believe.
Oh, Cabin Fever would. I don't know.
Is that on the cusp?
That was like early 2000s.
Okay, yeah. Then
You ever see that?
We're cuspy.
We're on the cusp.
It's
on the cusp.
Yeah, it's cusping.
Right. They said Michael Keaton couldn't hear in that bat suit. It was like basically blocked all the sound out. Yeah, so he would get claustrophobic in there, but he said it kind of helped him like get into character even more. Made him more like focused, I guess. You. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked about the Pinewood Studios. It was an 85-acre lot that they filmed at. And they wanted to go back there for Batman Returns, and they figured that they were going to do a movie sequel quicker than they did. But by the time they got back there, like the set was pretty beat up. They had to rebuild a lot of the stuff that they used in the original.
When was the next Batman?
1992 that it came out. I don't know when they filmed it.
Probably 2 years after.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it I got for the fun facts, unless you guys have anything else.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, there's a couple silly ones here and there.
This movie in and of itself was fun, but Matt, what do you got?
No, like I said, I just have some stuff from Mental Floss here, but
Flossy.
Yeah, I think we went over most of it.
Mostly everything.
I did hear they wanted the very end to be where the Joker kills Vicky Vale. And then Batman was like getting like super hyped for Return to like just tear Joker up. Like Joker gets away, kills Vicky Vale, and that like Batman comes back like more evil.
Interesting. I had seen that
but
part of it was to kill Knox. That Knox would die at the end, but the directors and the whomever, like they just apparently they liked Knox's character so much they didn't want to kill it off.
So, we talked about all the people that played Batman. So just to go over them real quick before we go in closing, Shay, the original Batman was Adam West.
Yep.
That was a TV show, 1966. Michael Keaton was in this Batman and Batman Returns. Kevin Conroy, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. Was that animated?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if that really counts, but
No.
it's the voice. Val Kilmer, obviously 1995 with Batman Forever. So he was right after Keaton. Let's throw that other one out. The guy in the middle, he doesn't count.
Correct.
George Clooney then in 97.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yep. And then you have Christian Bale takes the part on in 2005 and 2008 and 2012.
So they had forgettable Batmans until Bale. People are like, this guy actually plays a pretty good Batman.
I would say Bale is, for me, the second. And then you have Ben Affleck. And
Ben Affleck, like really?
They have Will Arnett in here for the Lego Batman, he was pretty cool.
He was great. The whole Lego Batman was excellent. There was like two of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were good.
I did not watch Lego Batman. I watched Lego Movie.
Lego Movie. Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah.
So you got a taste of it. It's that,
But I need to watch Lego Batman. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And then obviously,
like Will Arnett talks like this.
Yeah, he does a great job. He does a really great job.
But who was like his girlfriend? And one time he's like, "You look great in that, baby." Like, and this is a kids movie. Like, it's hilarious.
It was good. That the Lego movie is the one I saw in the theater when my kids were little. And then Rob Pattinson obviously is the latest Batman.
Yep.
But yeah, at any rate, this one's my favorite as far as Batman movies. Michael Keaton is my favorite. I think Zap agrees. Matt, you like Christian Bale?
But Keaton, out of all the rest of them,
he's the best. Outside
of Christian Bale for me. Again, I might have put a little haterade on this but I didn't get a chance to go back and watch the movie as an adult. When I was a kid, like I said, I was kind of in the comics. I expected much more, but I look at it now, and it was done fantastic. Tim Burton, the way he directed it, the way the actors portrayed the characters, couldn't do it any better. Good movie.
Look, man, Michael Keaton nails it. I'm on Team Dave for this one.
I agree with Zap. And I'll tell you what, like we like feedback.
I agree with Zap. What did I say? What did I say wrong? I don't know.
No, I agree with. I mean, I'm
agree
talking
with
about when
Matt and Zap.
Well, no, I like what you said. I like
it.
what you said, but I think you were still saying you like Bale the best, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So we like getting interaction with our fans and people. We call you cellar dwellers. So like, give us some feedback. Let us know who you like. Reach out on Instagram, Facebook. Send us a message. Who did you like? Who was the best Batman? Like, we'll get a little poll going. And if you have any movies or anything else you'd like us to review, let us know. I don't know what we'll be back with next week. I guess we'll go back to the poll. We had a movie, but we had trouble finding it. So we'll see what we can do with that.
Yeah, sometimes.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that was a tough one because I looked everywhere.
Best intentions.
But don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Dirty Basement and on TikTok at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to The Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.